will take your breath away. Every winter, skiers test their skills on the many mountain trails. A timeless journey. For some of the world's top figure skaters, their travels this year to Vail will end at the Dobson Arena. I'm Peter Carruthers, welcoming you to the Vail Figure Skating Festival.
Could you whisper in my ear the things you want to feel? I'll give you anything to feel it coming. Do you wake up on your own? I wonder where you are. Live with all your faults. I want to wake up where you are. I won't say anything at all, so I don't keep silent.
One of the many champions you'll see tonight, Olympic silver medalist Rosalyn Sumners. Also, four-time world team member Caryn Kadeevy. Eight-time British champion Stephen Cousins. And the pros pro of men's figure skating, Brian Orson. Two-time national champion, Scott Davis. The 1998 World Junior Champion, Derrick Delmore. Former prima ballerina Katherine Healy brings her beauty to the ice. Two-time U.S. ice dancing champions Renee Roca and Gorsha Sir. The dynamic duo of Isabel Brasseur and Lloyd Eisler. Star of our show, two-time Olympic champion, Katya Godeeva.
Give up forever to touch you, 'cause I know that you feel me somehow. You're the closest to heaven that I'll ever
We'll see more of the lovely Katya Godeeva and the other champions when we return to Vail. Welcome back to Vail, Colorado, and the Vail Figure Skating Festival. Since 1985, we've seen some great skating shows here in Vail, and this year will be a special one, for we'll see the emergence of up-and-coming skaters like Sarah Hughes. In fact, Sarah Hughes told her coach just yesterday that she was awestruck just to even be on the same ice as Katya Godeeva. Oh yes, she was looking at Katya's speed and her grace and every detail that goes into making up the true champion that Katya Godeeva is. I can remember skating in shows like this with my sister, and for us it was so inspiring, and it just fanned the flames for us to be the best that we could be. And who knows, for someone like Sarah Hughes, she may one day return to Vail herself as a role model. Sarah Hughes thrilling this audience in Vail. Since this show was taped, Sarah Hughes went on to the National Championships, placed fourth, and then had a very respectable finish at the World's 7th place. Up and coming. And there is the 8-time British champion, Stephen Cousins, always with a smile on his face. His music from the soundtrack, Hackers. Stephen Cousins knows how to light up an audience. He's a great entertainer, lots of energy, and that is hard to have here in Vail, Colorado, for we are at 8,000 feet. But Stephen Cousins gets through it with no problem. Always giving 100% of himself to the audience. You gotta love it. Let's go back to my broadcast partner, Rosalyn Sumners.
Stephen, what? Like, did you work hard?
Oxygen.
How hard is it to skate in altitude?
Oh, it's about 8,000 times harder than it is to do at sea level.
They love this number, Invisible Man. What's the concept?
Basically keep going till I fall over or drop, like one of the two. I wanted to do a fun number and do something more digital and happy and dancey, so this was a good vehicle for me.
Does that reflect being professional now?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, do something different and really enjoy what you're doing.
Go back to work, come on.
The two-time Olympic silver medalist Brian Orser still shows brilliance on the ice. At 38 years old, he hasn't slowed down one bit. Brian Orser as he interprets Louis Prima's 5 months, 2 weeks, 2 days. A great piece of music for one great skater, Brian Orser. Now world champion, Rosalyn Sumners, with her interpretation of Stop the Rain by Tina Turner. And does she get into character? Rosalyn Sumners really capturing the character within that music. World champion, Olympic silver medalist. We'll have more performances when we return to Vail after this. Welcome back to Vail, Colorado. I'm Peter Carruthers, and on the ice, Angela Nikodinov, who following this show went on to the national championships, placed 3rd and then 12th at the Worlds. Her interpretation of music from the soundtrack Titanic.
Every night in my dreams, I see you, I feel you. That is how I know you. Go on. Far across the distance and spaces between us, you have come to show you. Go on. Near, far, wherever you are, I believe that the heart does go on. Once more, you open the door, and you hear in my heart, and my heart will go on and
U.S. bronze medalist Angela Nikodinov. So often we pick athletes in our own sport as the ones we look up to, but for Angela, her choice is Dan Jansen. She admires him for his determination and comeback. And she has a lovely position within this layback spin. The leg and the foot pointed nicely, and notice how centered she is. A very beautiful skill. In 1994, Kadeevy won her first Pro-Am competition, and she has really grown as a professional. Great expression as she interprets Santana. Talk about a piece of music that fits a skater. Caryn Kadeevy brings Santana to life here in Vail. And we'll be back with more after these messages. When Derrick Delmore was invited to participate here, he didn't expect to sit down at the piano again. At the age of 9, Derrick had to make a decision: study piano or figure skating. He chose skating, and he has never looked back on that decision.
I think skating and piano have a lot of similarities in terms of performing. There's the technical side, in both arts, and then there's also the artistic side and the presentation. And obviously in skating, I think it's a little more obvious when you mess up in terms of just like falling and peeling yourself up off the ice. But, to a well-tuned piano ear, you can tell just as well when someone's messed up, hitting a wrong note or something like that, or missing a pass on the piano. So I think they're very similar in a lot of ways.
Unbelievable. Derrick Delmore, one-dimensional? Hardly. For in the spring of 2000, he'll graduate from Stanford, but right now, on the ice interpreting Andrew Lloyd Webber's Phantom of the Opera.
Heightens each sensation, darkness stirs and wakes imagination. Silently the senses abandon their defenses.
Derrick Delmore, who went on to finish 10th at the U.S. Figure Skating Championship, says that he likes developing the technical and artistic sides of his skating to balance everything out. Great performance. Now, two-time U.S. ice dancing champions Renee Roca and Gorsha Sur. Gorsha Sur immigrated to the United States and is now an American citizen. They will skate to Aretha Franklin's I Never Loved a Man.
I don't even know your name, but I love you just the same. If you let me hold you, then I think maybe I can make you understand. If you only own just how much I love you, loving you the way I do, then you take the night to love me too. I'm like the picture on the wall. Please don't let me fall. In my heart, I'm thinking of. Please, please, accept my love. If you love me, your slave. Your love I'll cherish to my grave. And if you should die before I do, I said I'll live my life to be with you.
Great expression and choreography. The 93 and 95 U.S. ice dancing champions Renee Roca and Gorsha Sir. Gorsha immigrated from Russia in 1992, but because of the complicated process that surrounds immigration, they never competed at the Olympic Games. Time to fasten your seatbelts, for the five-time world medalists are on the ice. Isabel Brasseur and Lloyd Eisler interpreting Run Run Rudolph.
Run, run, Rudolph, they'll make you fall time. Run, run, Rudolph, Santa's got to make it to town. Santa make you hard time, you can take it free all down. Run, run, Rudolph, on the rain and all the money around. Santa said to the boys, I want you to know.
You have to have so much trust in your partner to perform that move. It's called the headbanger, but you don't want that at all. It was back in 1993 that these two people broke an 8-year Soviet reign in the sport of pair skating at the Worlds when they won those Worlds. And look at this. Her face is so close to the ice. This is a move that you don't want to try at home.
I can hear you're breathing hard, which means you're working hard, and you always give the audience the best. You're such crowd pleasers. What's your formula?
I don't know. I think that we always take into account that we're here to entertain people, and it's good for us to go out, and as long as they're having fun and enjoying it, then great. Skating at 10,000 feet in Vail is a little harder on me than I'd like, but I'm glad they enjoyed it.
And what do you try and think of different for choreography? Because everything you do is always so different and unique.
I think we spend a lot of time watching videos of rock and roll competitions and a lot of the cheerleader competitions, some football games and things like that. And then we bring it to Isabel and say, hey, you want to try this? And she's like, no. 2 months later, we try it and it works. But it's a constant battle to try and come up with something that hasn't been done before and that we can actually do on the ice as opposed to on the ground. So it's fun.
And you had a little lost luggage problem. I mean, tell me their story.
Oh, God, I just had to travel nightmare to come here. I totally lost my luggage. It's been 6 days. I didn't find it, and no outfits. So we kind of came up with this, and thanks to everyone around me, I got some outfits, and I got some...
She has my hairpiece on.
have Caryn's elastic and Rod's hairpiece. And
What's great, you always are always so exciting. Thanks.
Thanks a lot, Ross.
You look terrific, Isabel. Now the 93 and 94 U.S. men's champion, Scott Davis.
Used to be so easy to give my heart away, but I found out the hard way. There's a price you have to
Davis, one of the better spinners in men's figure skating, and it was back in 1994 that he defeated Brian Boitano for that U.S. men's title. When we return, the story of Katya Godeeva and the relationship she has with her 7-year-old daughter, Daria. It always seems that wherever Katya Godeeva is skating, her 7-year-old daughter, Daria, is close by. Daria is Katya's remaining bond with her deceased husband, Sergei. When Sergei died in the fall of 1995, Ekaterina knew that she and Daria must continue on. Over the next 4 years, Katya wrote a best-selling book about the love affair between husband and wife. Commercial endorsements were many, and yet the most important job she now had was of raising a daughter as a single mom.
No one here to guide you. Now you're on your own. Only me beside you. Still, you're not alone. No one is alone. Truly, no one is alone. Hard to see the light now. Just don't let it go. Things will turn out right now. We can make it so.
We talk him pretty often, mention him, and his pictures is everywhere, and she knows that, she knows her father. And not only me, there's a lot of people who remind her about him and remind her him all the time, so it's very normal.
When Katya is performing, it's always a brighter day for other skaters when Daria is around. Dasha, as she is nicknamed, is the littlest sister to some and the tiny tour mascot to others. Since she was born in 1992, Sergei's friends have all become kind of surrogate parents to Daria.
She's very socialized. She's a socialized person. She really loved to visit tour when we traveling. She loved everyone in Stars on Ice tour. I don't know if she has some old friends who she see all the time. It's like Scott, Hamilton, Rosalyn, Sumners, Kurt Browning, Christy Yamaguchi, Paul Wiley. She knows very well because since she was 3 years old, she's been hanging out with them during the tour.
Over the years, whenever Daria cannot travel with her mother, Katya's parents, Elena and Alexander, closely watch over her. The four of them have lived life together in Simsbury, Connecticut since 1996. It's a place they call home.
Sometimes I'm very jealous, like that my parents is with her all the time, and sometimes I cannot be there for her. And that's make me upset sometimes because of my work also. So I have to be like in different city or even in a different country.
Mama.
I wish I can spend more time with her and with Daria and be for all of her stuff in school, for her concert. But I was catching a lot of fans last year. Like I was on her exhibition of her rhythmic gymnastics, and they did the whole concert in the end of the year. It was very fun.
I guess you say what can make me feel this way. My my girl, talking about my girl.
For Daria, this area is wonderful, and she remembered, like yesterday, she came back from Russia, from Moscow, and she's like, oh, I'm going to my home, oh, I'm going to see my friends, and she all excited, and she, oh, finally I'm home, she said. And it's strange to hear from me, because she feel like this is her home. Simsbury, United States. It's wonderful.
Talking about my girl. I've got sunshine on a cloudy day with my girl.
A mother and daughter who will always be there for each other in life. You have to go back to 1979 when Brian Orser became the first man to land the triple axel in competition at the Canadian Junior Championships. Then in '84, he was the first man to land the triple axel in Olympic competition. A true pro on and off the ice. Hard to believe that it was 20 years ago when he did that big triple axel. Veteran skating star Brian Orser. In my mind, he just gets better and better all the time. Professional skating began for Katherine Healy really after her career in ballet. She performed with the Austrian Ballet. And what you want to look for is the incredible line and foundation that she has within her skating that is so beautiful and so complete. Katherine Healy is what we call in the skating world a complete polished skater. She has paid so much attention to detail, and it shows. We will be back in Vail after these messages. Answer for you a little later on. One of the more prolific men in the sport of men's figure skating, 8-time British champion, Stephen Cousins.
Contemplate my fate. Do you know the places where we go when we're gray and old? 'Cause I have been told that salvation lets their wings unfold. So when I'm lying in my bed, thoughts running through my head, and I feel the love is dead, I'm loving angels instead. And through it all, she offers me protection, a lot of love and affection, whether I'm right or wrong, and down the waterfall, wherever it may take me, I know that life won't break me. When it comes to call, she won't forsake me. I'm loving angels instead. When I'm feeling weak and my pain walks down a one-way street, I look above and I know I'll always be blessed with love. And as the feeling grows, she breathes flesh to my bones. When love is dead, I'm loving angels instead. She offers me protection, a lot of love and affection, whether I'm right or wrong, and down the waterfall, wherever it may take me, I know that life won't break me. When I come to call, she won't forsake me. I'm loving angels instead.
Stephen Cousins able to show many different styles in the sport of men's figure skating, but first and foremost, always conscious of his audience. It's a long way in miles from Sarah Hughes' home in Great Neck, Long Island to Vail. It's an even longer journey a young woman of 14 makes into a mature young lady. Being around some of these Olympic veterans will surely help in maturing Sarah.
Does it make you look forward to?
Nevertheless, when shopping veteran Rosalyn Sumners escorts Angela and Sarah on a visit to some of Vail's finer stores, both these young ladies better leave their purses back at the hotel.
Let's spend some money.
Can I do that?
What do you think? Is it a look?
Thank you.
Hey guys, what do you think?
Watch out.
Let's spend some real money. Yes. Sexy. Great. What do you think?
I don't know. I like it. What do you think?
Sarah Hughes wearing a beautiful powder blue. Lovely fur. You got that walk down. Can you show us the turn on the catwalk? And Angela's got the full length. So glamorous. It's great.
Now skating to I'll Be Seeing You by the late, great Mel Torme, Renee Roca, and Gorsha Sir. They hit every note and really bring out the character in the music.
In all the old familiar places that this heart of mine embraces all day through. In the small cafe, the park across the way, the children's the chestnut tree, wishing well. I'll be seeing in every lovely summer's day, in everything that's bright and gay. I'll always think of you that way. I'll find you in the morning sun, and when the night is new, I'll be looking at the moon, but I'll be seeing you.
Renee Roca and Gorsha Sir with their great pacing, flow, beautiful edges, and timing that so well illustrates the beauty of ice dancing.
Looking at the moon, but I'll be seeing you.
It was a great day for Caryn Kadeevy when she won the bronze medal in 1987 at the World Championships. Now she lives in Erie, Pennsylvania, married to Dr. Brett Johnson, who is a family physician. She's not sure how long she wants to skate, for a family is in the plan.
Everything you are, everything you'll be, touches the current of love, so deep in me. Every sigh in the night, every tear that you cry, seduces me. And all that I am, and all that I'll be, means nothing at all if you can't be with me. Your most innocent kiss, or your sweetest caress, seduces me. I don't care about tomorrow. I've given up on yesterday. Here and now is all that matters. Right here with you is where I'll stay. Everything in this world, every voice in the night, every little thing of you, shining through in your eyes, and all that is you becomes part of me too, 'cause all you do seduces me. And if I should die tomorrow, I'd go down with a smile on my face. Oh, I thank God I've ever known you. I fall down on my knees for the life we made. Every sigh in the night, every tear that you cry, seduces me. Oh, seduces me. And all that you do seduces me.
It's unclear how long Caryn Kadeevy will skate, for she one day wants to start a family, but right now we so much enjoy her skating on the ice. A beautiful interpretation of Seduces Me by Celine Dion. And now the dynamic beauty of Isabelle Brasseur and Lloyd Eisler.
Bells will be ringing, the glad, glad news. Oh, what a Christmas to have the blues. My day gone, I have no friend to wish me greeting once again.
So smooth, yet so exciting with the very difficult pair lifts and skills that they perform. World champions Isabelle Brasseur and Lloyd Eisler. We'll be back. Ever since 1983, when Rosalyn Sumners won the World Championships, she has been a great amateur and professional. This song is a tribute to that, After All These Years, by Annie Cochran.
Here we are, after all these years, face to face, heart to heart, and I've loved you from the start, but I never thought that we'd be standing here after all these years. Here we are with another song to sing. All these days pass us by as we watched our childhood fly, and I'm still the one to share your hopes and fears after all these years. After all these years, we still have each other, one to another. After all these years, you're still the one, and I'm still here. After all these years, and here we are with another bridge to cross. Face to face, heart to heart, and I loved you from the start, but I never thought that we'd be standing here after all these years. And I've loved these days, all we've been through, and I just like to say, I'm so glad it's been you. Here's one more song from the heart, for the laughter and the tears. After all these years, after all these years, we still have each other, one to another. After all these years, you're still the one, and I'm still here. After all these years, after all these
We will return with Katya Godeeva for her final performance after this. Welcome back to Vail, Colorado. Once again, Ekaterina Godeeva. Katya Godeeva has faced so much adversity, and yet she continues on with optimism and hope. She is truly an inspiration for all of us. So for Rosalyn, Sumners, and all of us at TBS Sport, have you been wondering how many men have brought home gold to the United States in the sport of men's figure skating at the Olympics? 5 men, 6 gold medals in all. I'm Peter Carruthers. Happy holidays from Vail. Good night.